All right. Meantime, UnitedHealth shares dropping almost 3% today after the DOJ announced an antitrust probe against the company. The agency focusing largely on the relationship between UNH's insurance unit and its Optum Health services arm, as well as Medicare billing issues. Meantime, the company is still dealing with system outages caused by a cyber attack from a, quote, suspected nation-state associated actor. Raymond James, managing director of healthcare equity research, Jon Ransom, joins us now with more on the battles facing UNH. John, great to have you with us. Starting off with the DOJ probe, I mean, this is something that UNH has been doing for years in terms of acquiring all these various practices, surgery centers, practices, et cetera. And at this point, the DOJ steps in. What do you think they're looking for?
The first point is, the payer-provider ship sailed about a generation ago. Look at Kaiser, for example. So it's hard to pick on United for doing this when a lot of their peers have done the same. I think what they're looking at is, UnitedHealth has $150 billion of intercompany revenue elimination. So they do a lot of business with themselves. And in particular, one of the bigger items is that on the insurance side, they'll take in a Medicare Advantage patient, and that same patient might be cared for in their Optum Health unit, and they'll take risk with themselves. And what the government's trying to say is you can only earn a 15% margin between the insurance subsidiary and the Optum Health subsidiary. And we think that's kind of a fanciful interpretation of the rule.
How does it factor in that UNH and some of the other insurers, their medical loss ratios have gone through the roof in recent quarters? I mean, is that any sort of a defense on the part of UNH or any of the others?
I think it's maybe an argument about the rate notice they got, which was pretty disappointing, but it's not really a structural argument about the 15% medical cost limit.
It's Karen. Thanks for being on. Is there any kind of smoking gun? Is that what they're looking for? Even though this is the structures have sort of been built up over time. And I think I saw in your notes you can't unscramble the eggs, which is true. How did this come about now?
I hope you enjoyed that cliche. It wasn't very original. Smoking gun, I'm old enough to remember HCA and them paying a large fine. All you need is one careless email. So I would never say in a company as big as United, there's not one careless email that can lead to a fine. But I think more fundamentally, though, the fact that the government is pushing integrated care and they don't like fee-for-service, and yet they also don't want an integration of payer and provider. There's even a phrase called payvider, which talks about this, and you move away from fee-for-service and toward population health. I don't think, that's very popular because these clinics bring extra services to seniors, and I think they do produce better outcomes. So I don't think we want to push everybody back into warring camps between payers and providers and fee-for-service, because that's what would eventually happen. So I'm echoing our DC analyst, Chris Meekins. We think the FTC is, it's going to take a long time to resolve, and it's ultimately not going to mean anything.
Separately, John, on the subject of weight loss drugs, do you think insurers will increase coverage? I mean, you make the point in your note that the numbers just cannot add up for employers to actually do this.
So employers spend about $7,000 per life, and these drugs are about $12,000 per life. So even a state school grad like myself can do that math and say that doesn't really add up. So every person you add on a GLP for a plan, you're almost doubling your spend. Now I know there are deductibles and copays and the like, but I think the view of the plan sponsors is that the diabetes drugs, which these are the same drugs, they were about $500 a month after rebate. So why are these drugs $1,000 just because you ran a trial? So we did I can bore you with our 70+ slide deck on this. We did our de rigueur analysis of this, but I think in short, these drugs are going to have to get a lot cheaper to get mass adoption. Right now, we think the TAM in the U.S. is about 40 million people, and that's rich people, and that's people with rich benefits. But to get to mass adoption, you've got to get the price elasticity to do its work. And I think the thing that we probably underestimate, the bulls might is the churn. The churn is at least 50%. So to get to that 20 million, you got to get 40 million people started to get to 20 million if you believe in this churn. Right. These are tough to stay on for a long time.